So this is part 2 of factoring from Unit 2A, factoring by TCF, and also factoring trinomials. So we're talking about trinomials that look like ax squared plus bx plus c. So if you have a problem like number 4, I'm going to show you a quick way to actually do all the trinomials on your paper in front of you. But we'll use x squared plus 7x plus 12 as an example. And again, this only works when a equals 1. So just to recap, a here would be equal to 1, b would be equal to 7, and c would be equal to 12. You don't have to write those down, but you have to be able to identify them. So if you're having trouble identifying what's a, what's b, what's c, raise your hand and let us know. So as I was saying in the last video, you're always going to set up a factoring, when you're asked to factor a trinomial such as this, you're going to set up 2 parentheses, and they're each going to have an x at the front of it, okay? So what we need to do is figure out a number that goes here and here, okay? What you're really doing is thinking of numbers that multiply to give you, in this case, multiply to give you the c value, and add to give you the b value. So in other words, for this problem, what numbers multiply to give you 12 but also add to give you 7? So you might have already thought of those and you're ready to put them down here. But I'm going to show you something that you can use on your calculator, which is going to be very helpful. You can go to y equals. So, sorry about the volume of my voice. I'm moving away from my computer and then coming back to it. So that's why you hear me louder at some points than you do at others. But anyways, you're going to go to y equals on your calculator, and you're going to take the c value. I'm going to write this down for you guys to copy down. The c value was 12, and you're going to put that over x, and then just bear with me. You're going to go down and put the c value again, and you're going to put it over x plus x. So it's always going to be the c value over x and then the c value over x plus x. Then you're going to go to your table, and what you're looking for in the right column, the far right column, is the b value. The b value from our problem was 7, right? So there it is. Now look at the numbers that go with it, 3 and 4. So here's what you're going to do with that 3 and 4. You're going to put them right here. So, how would you factor x squared plus 7x plus 12? Well, it factors to be, I'll rewrite it again, x plus 3 times x plus 4. All right, so here's what we did on the calculator. We went to y equals. We put the c value over x. And then on the next line, we put the c value over x plus x. Then you go to the table, and you have 3 columns. You're going to look for your b value in the far right column, okay? And you're going to choose the numbers that accompany it, that are accompanying it. So in our example, we had y equals, we put 12 over x. You don't have to write this down, I'm just recapping. 12 over x plus x. Here's what I would write down. This general rule, okay? And let's call it calculator hint. So just to recap, we did y equals, and then y equals 12 over x plus x. So then we went to the table, and we looked for the b value, which in our case was 7 in the far right column. So you saw 7 there. And then we chose the 2 numbers that went with it and put them here and here. Okay? So hope I didn't confuse you. If I did, you can hit rewind, or you can raise your hand and ask what's going on here. Oh no. So try not to have all. I would have this written down at least on your paper. And now we're going to try x to factor x squared minus 2x minus 8. So again, draw the two sets of parentheses. You're going to have an x at the front of each. And just so you guys don't get mixed up, I'm going to erase this previous problem. So what we're trying to do now is we're trying to figure out numbers that multiply to give us -8 and add to give us -2. And they're going to go inside of the parentheses. So on your calculator, what you can do is go to y equals erase what's in there, and we're going to put the c value, which was -8 over x, and then on the next line down it's going to be -8 over x plus x. So the more you do this, the easier it will get, just like anything else. Now what are we looking for here? In the far right column we're looking for the b value, which was -2. Okay, so it's really important to differentiate between positives and negatives, because if you don't, you'll get the answer wrong. So that's a -2 that we were looking for. And what are the numbers that are accompanying it? You have a 2 and a -4, right? So our answer in factored form is going to be x plus 2 times x minus 4. Let's do number 6. Okay, it's x squared minus 5x plus 6. So I know that where the x and the x are going to go, right? But I need to find the other two numbers. So I'm going to put the c value for x. So I'm going to go back to the calculator, and we're going to put y equals, so you're going to have 6 over x, and then 6 over x plus x. We're going to go to the table, and what number are we looking for? In the far right column, we're looking for -5. That's our b value, right? So this is a good one because you have to scroll around. You can go up, down, and there's -5. So you see it twice actually, which is fine because the same two numbers accompany it: -3 and -2, or -2 and -3. So you can write your answer either as x minus 3 times x minus 2, or x minus 2 times x minus 3. Take your pick. But we figured out those numbers. And that's how you factor a trinomial. So do the rest for practice, and raise your hand if you need help. Great job.